Record on this computer. All right, we are good to go. So take it away, sister.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. Oh, wow. There's like a lot of people on. Hello, everybody. I want to see, okay, how I can get my face up. Okay, good. This is so different on my phone. But anyways, hello, everybody. I'm so excited. And thanks you guys so much for having me. This is so cool. It's always, I remember like way back in the day, like maybe my second, I literally have like baby vomit on my shirt, so don't judge me tonight. Like my second or third month in the business, I had like a really big, like first 2 months in the business. And then after that, I literally did nothing. But Kara Cloyd had asked me to speak on a training with like a Black status presenter. And I was blue at the time. And it was seriously the craziest thing ever. And still to this day, like 4 years later, when somebody asks me to be a part of something, I think it is the coolest thing on the planet. I don't care like what status you are, whatever. It's so cool to, know that somebody cares enough to want to hear what I have to offer. So thanks for inviting me, Kylie. You guys are super awesome. It's the end of the year, and I don't know about you guys, but I feel it, and I'm not one of those to ever just kind of like pretend that I don't, like it's the end of the year and we kind of like, I always want to say like, yeah, we're going out with a bang at the end of the year, but it doesn't feel like we're going out with a bang right now. I feel like we're coming in hot to January, but sometimes everybody just like stalls and stops working their business and they're looking at like their teams and what is it that their team isn't doing, and so we sit here and we're like, why isn't our team doing anything? My team is dead. This one's not doing this one. This one's not doing that one. And it's really honestly the wrong way to look at it. The way that we want to look at this is we want to look at our personal business when our team isn't doing anything. I read so much and listen to so much personal development, and I literally have like pages and pages of notes that I wanted to go over with you guys tonight. But thinking about this right before I jumped on, there's so much more that I think we need to hear. And then I do want to teach you a couple things. But it's this. So whoever you bring into this business, right, is going to do 50% of what you're doing. Think about that for a second. So whoever you bring into your business and anybody that they bring in too is going to do 50% of what you're doing. That's a crazy low number if you're doing the bare minimum. So I look at myself on a month like this month, and as a Black status level 1 presenter, I still book parties every single month, you guys. I still sell product every single month. I still sponsor every single month. And so this month I'm like, why isn't my team sponsoring? And it's like, okay, well, I've only sponsored 4 people this month. So if I've only sponsored 4 people this month, then my leaders, right, my strong, hardest runners are sponsoring 1 to 2. That's not enough for growth, right? That's like maintenance mode. And we constantly want to be in that forward projection in our business. Like we want to be constantly moving in a forward direction, because what do they say? An object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by an outside force, right? So if you're not moving forward, you're dying in this business. So when you're feeling these like moments of, struggle, or like I'm doing everything, or my team is doing nothing, like really stop for a second and take a look at your personal business and like what you're doing. So I can confidently say like this month I've sold over $11,000. This month I have 42 qualified parties. And I'm a Black status level 1. You guys think that we don't need to do these things. So guess what? You do. Like at this level, yeah, it's great because we do get to take like a little bit more time with our family and stuff like that. But we're never closed. We're never gone. We never take a day off. So if you want to build something big, then you have to work big, and I'm not saying you have to sit here and work 16, 17, 18 hours a day. I actually don't suggest that, because it means you're not working correctly. Unless for some reason you're working like 16, 17, 18 hours a day because your messenger is just crazy and you can't even keep up with it, and you've got like 100 people join in a month and you're selling like $30,000 a month, because I've been in that position and I had to work 16 hours a day. If you're working 16 hours a day and you don't have like the proof of what you're doing in those 16 hours in your numbers, then you need to sit back and like reevaluate your business, That was just kind of like heavy on my mind. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to you guys about your list, right? Okay, so how many times have you guys been told to like make a list of 100? Probably a million. Do we have a chat in here? You do. No, those are participants. Okay, there's the chat. Hold on. Okay, everyone can see. All right. So we are told like constantly, make your list of 100, make your list of 100. And I bet you have. I bet you somewhere in your desk or in your laptop or in your phone, you have this list of 100 people and you never looked at it again. Well, I want you to change like your thought process. So it's not going to be like it's not going to be your list of 100 anymore. Okay. This is going to be your master list, and you're going to create something that is like living, breathing thing, like this thing that is constantly being grown and constantly being taken away from too, like a leaky bucket, like a bank account, you guys. Okay. Like if you are constantly withdrawing from your bank account, but you're not depositing into your bank account, what's going to happen? You're going to end up in the red instead of the black. We always want to be in the black in this business, right? Black status, positives, all these things. So I want to talk to you about this list of why it's so important, and especially why it's so important going into January specifically, like literally in this company. Okay. I just saw that somebody asked me how I hosted parties, and I'll touch on that briefly in a second too. So consider your list like your lifeline. Okay. And the sooner you think of it that way, the sooner that it's actually going to become this like life force that you're working with all the time. Okay. But let's talk about like adding to it and organizing it, and then what you're going to do with it now, knowing that you have the tools of Eric Worre in our business specifically. Because you guys, let me tell you something. I have been to like 5 of Eric Worre's events in like Vegas, and he is without a doubt just unbelievable. And I know not everybody relates to some of the things that he talks about, but what he teaches is undoubtedly action steps that actually work. Okay, so once we're done building this, you're going to be working with what Eric is going to be teaching us. Okay, so this is just kind of some prep work. So we're going to create this master list. I want you to be like, seriously, you guys, so thorough about it. Don't worry about anything. Take a piece of paper, sit down, physical piece of paper, not a laptop, not a phone, pen, paper, and write down absolutely everybody that you know, not 100 people. Okay. And I know some of you are going to sit here and be like, I don't even know 100 people. Well, guess what? There's like actual studies out there that say like the average American person knows 600 people. Okay. So if you can come up with 100, okay, you can absolutely come up with 100. And I don't want you to categorize anybody. I don't want you to put them in lists yet. Just dump it on paper. Okay. Just dump everybody on paper and get everybody you know on there. Do not prejudge who you're putting on there, men included. Okay. Because men know women, right? Basically, anybody who has skin goes on this list. Okay. If they have skin, they go on this list because we sell makeup and skincare. Okay. So we don't want to categorize like them because we don't know what they're going to be interested in, whether it be our opportunity, whether it be our party, whether it be our product. Okay. And I'm going to teach you how to kind of come down the ladder with the way that you talk to somebody instead of climbing up the ladder. Okay. Because we want to fall on something. We don't want to have to work our way up to something. Okay. So it's going to be a very go big, go home type of situation here. Okay. And when you do categorize, this is going to like subconsciously make you tailor your conversation to somebody. Do you guys feel that? Okay. So like if you're categorizing somebody into the opportunity or product, whatever, then your subconscious is only going to talk to that person about that one thing that you have them categorized in. Okay. So just keep in mind and remember that we don't know what they need from what we're offering. So we just dump everybody on there. Okay. Actually, when you start, like I said, just everybody with skin gets on there. Okay. Then once you have this list, I want you to put a star next to all 30 of your dream team people. Okay. 30 people is a solid foundation for like a green to orange team. Okay. So put a star next to your dream team. I don't care who they are. These are going to be people that get ish done. Okay. They're like hyper motivated. They maybe are influencers already on social media or within their network. Somebody that has like a magnetic personality. Remember, you guys, you are the CEO of this business, nobody else. Okay. You choose who you hire on your team. Okay, whether they accept the invitation to work with you is a different story, but you hire them. They don't hire themselves. Okay, so you're the one who's giving that opportunity. Keep that in mind. Okay, now hold on, you guys. Now, when we do this, okay, I want you to create a dirt list out of this. Okay, so your dirt list is basically like somebody that's going to support you even if you are selling dirt. Okay, this is going to be like your mom, your sister, your aunt, your cousin, your brother, your father, whatever, like the people that are like forced into doing things for you because they love you or they owe you one. Okay, there's plenty of friends that I have on my list that like owe me one. Okay, so that's your dirt list. Your dirt list is like, you sell dirt, they have to support you, whatever. Okay, these are the people that are going to be like your practice calls. Okay, they're going to be the ones that help you earn as you learn. You're going to have some fun with it. You're going to play, you're going to practice, but they're actually going to be your first group of customers. They're first people that join your team, even if it's just as a hobbyist or kidnapper. And they're going to be the first round of people to give you referrals. Okay, so referrals need to market our favorite product to our network. We need to market our opportunity to our network. How big is your network? Guarantee you it's not big enough. My network is over 100,000 people and it is not big enough. Okay, so we need to get into the business of this word of mouth referrals. Okay, like your network is this little circle, but you know, the 10 people that are in your circle, they have 10 circles. And then there's somebody in there that you haven't met and they have 10 circles and they have 10 circles. You need to constantly be branching out and going for that referral, if anything. And like I said, we're going to come down that ladder in a second. Okay. And like I said, if you sit here and say you can't come up with 100 people, it's just not true. Like 100 would be like the bare minimum. I want to see you guys with like 2, 3, 4, 500 lists. Like I said, the average American knows 600 people. Actually, if you go on the knot.com, right? I actually wrote this down. So if you go on the knot.com, the average wedding has 138 guests. Okay. So if anyone is married, you know that like 10 to 15% of people say no or like don't show up on your wedding day. Or like my brother's best friend, they cancel on the day of the wedding. You know, things happen. So people don't show up or whatever. So the actual invite list to a wedding is like around 158 to 165 people. That's just a wedding, you guys. That's just the people that like you're required to invite to an event. Okay, so between you, your spouse, your significant other, your list can be really big. Okay, it's our job to be active humans, actively social. Okay, I know it's hard. I hate to wear pants and leave the house, but it's important to be like actively social and make friends, you guys. Okay, and if you say that this isn't you and you can't do this, it will be. I promise. Okay, we can do this. We can do this together. So no matter how many people are on your list to start, we have to constantly add people to it, but we do have to organize this too. Okay, so while it's on paper, that's great. We want to move forward and get it into something else. Okay, talk about it in a second, but let's talk about where you can find it. So Kylie may have like a memory jogger. If not, I can send her a memory jogger from like Eric Worre's 20 and 30. And it's just like a list of things of like where you can recognize to find people, right? So we're talking about like your community leaders, people you went to school with, elementary, middle school, high school, college, your church, your temple, your friends of friends, your spouse's network. Go onto your husband's Facebook page, okay? Or your wife, whatever you're into, okay? Go onto their page and how many women are they friends with that you're not friends with? That's like an automatic friend add on Facebook, okay? Like if you're friends with my husband, you're going to be friends with his wife. And if she doesn't accept, then she gets deleted off of your husband's page too, okay? Past and present work colleagues. This is just like off the top of my head. Dinner parties, bridal showers, weddings, graduations, your nail technicians. The nail salon is a great place to pick people up. Educators, real estate agents, nurses, waitresses, PTA, Facebook, LinkedIn, your mom's group, your books club, your prayer chain, whatever it is, you guys, okay? Those are people. Those are people, okay? Those people go on the list. We're not categorizing. We're just dumping everybody on there, okay? And once we have this all compiled, now we want to create our chicken list, okay? So we got our dirt list, and now we're creating our chicken list. And if these are the people that you don't want to talk to, these are the people that you're like petrified of, she's perfect at makeup, she's got a crazy magnetic personality, like whatever, and you don't want to talk to them, but let me just stop you there for 1 second, okay? If they are like such studs, right? Isn't that exactly who you want on your team? Like, isn't that the exact person that you want to have on your team? And guess what? If you don't approach them, somebody else like me will. Okay. And you're going to be crying that they end up on someone else's team or purchasing from someone else or hosting a party with someone else and inviting you to it. There's no worse burn than that. Okay. When you get invited to a unique party of a friend of yours, right? Like, there's nothing worse than that, because you're like, oh my God, this should have been me hosting that party. Okay. That's exactly what we want our new team. We want them to be enthusiasts of our products, right? We want them to be the connector to their network. Okay. So even if you never get anything out of this, you guys, we're going to come down that ladder now. Okay. Even if you never get anything out of this, you're going to get a referral. Okay. So we're going to start at the top of the ladder. So you actually want to start with this list first. Okay. This is the list you want to get it over with. Okay. Rip the Band-Aid off and get it done. And we want to start with the opportunity. Okay. We want to start with the opportunity. We want to say something like, you know, oh my gosh, Kylie, my business is actually expanding to Ohio, in that area. And I would love to pick your brain about who you know there that may be a great fit, right? You guys, simple, easy conversation. That's it. You're not jumping down their throat about a $99 opportunity. And when you join, you get $300 worth of makeup for $99, and you start off getting paid 20% at Yellow. You guys, word vomit, shut your mouths. Keep them open, but shut them quickly, okay? Like, just let them know, like, hey, I would love to connect with you over coffee. What are you doing? You know, I just started this new business and I would love to pick your brain about it. That's it, you guys. You don't have to complicate things. So too often, we're like looking for that perfect script. You know, we're looking for somebody to hand us something to say. And I could give you a million things that I say, but they're not going to work for you. They're only going to work for you if they come from you. Nobody has the perfect script out there. Only you have that perfect script, because your personality, your passion, your drive, and your enthusiasm has to be behind that. Okay. Okay. So we want to manage our list now, right? Because I'm super into organizing, because I have 2 kids, I have a husband, I have a big team, and I don't know why, but I never find like 5 seconds in the day to just like chill out and actually like constructively do anything. So I have to be organized so that when I do have time to work, I know where I'm going and what I'm doing. Okay. And like I said, writing it on paper is a perfect place to start, but it's not efficient for the long haul. Okay. So you'll want to take like notes when you chat with them. You'll want to put like follow-up questions. You'll want to put things that you like talked about, right? Like I said, you guys, this is a living, breathing thing that we need to talk about all the time. Like, our list is something that we need to talk about all the time. Some people use like index cards with dividers in them. Like your Nana used to do like your coupons in and like recipes and stuff, you know, just put like the day of the week on it. And it's like, that's the day that you follow up with these 5 people, whatever. And an index card thing is actually kind of cool, because it does turn into like a follow-up system too. And like we always say, the fortunes in the follow-up. You could do that. You could do a notebook. I have 57 of them going at all times. You can use your phone. I'm never opposed to using our phone. I love technology. If you were ever to crash your phone, or if you ever to lose your phone, or if you forgot to like back up your phone to the cloud, which I probably haven't done in like 27 weeks, you know, then you lose the list. Okay, so just keep in mind that you don't want to always rely everything on your phone. You want to have it somewhere else. I use Google Sheets, which is an app on my phone, which is awesome, but it's tied to Google Sheets on my phone, and it's tied to Google Sheets everywhere in the world. So like once I enter something in there, it goes to like all of my devices instantaneously. So that's one that I really love to use. Excel spreadsheets. Let's see. You're going to have names everywhere, you guys, like everywhere. Just make sure you're constantly compiling them, and at least once a month, like making sure you're like editing them. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to add to that list daily. Okay. This means you may actually have to like leave your house. you got to go where the people are. Okay. And it's like, instead of like going through the Starbucks drive-through, go inside. Okay. Like, you have to play the part. This is not playing the part. I already removed my makeup for the day. You know, like I am in just like a comfy sweatshirt and leggings, But when I go out of the house, like my hair and makeup is done. If I can look put together from the neck up, like then I know that I'm in business, you know, because you do have to play the part. Think about this. What, like I said, whatever you do, the person that joins you is going to do 50% of that, you know. So the way you carry yourself, the way that you present yourself, the way that you talk to people, like you're already training people when you start to recruit them. You're already training people when you ask about parties. You're already training people when you talk about the product, right? So you're already showing them what you do, which is potentially what they would do when they join your team. Okay, so keep that in mind. But you got to go out in public, you guys. Say yes more often. Like say yes because you looked at who else is going to that event. You know, Christmas parties, all these things. Like look at who else is going. Look at the guest list. Is that guest list worth it? I guarantee you it is. Okay, so say yes more often. Get out of the house. Meet people for coffee. Go to lunch. Accept invitations. You got to connect with them and learn about them, because you have to discover whether or not you have something of value for them. Keep in mind what's in it for them, not what's in it for me, but what's in it for them. Okay. Trust me, I know it's hard. My love language is time spent. Okay. Like my love language is to spend time with people, but it gets overwhelming sometimes. And I need to take a break and be alone too, to like decompress. It's fine, you guys, I get it, but get out of the house and get off of the phone. It's seriously so much more powerful when you're like actually in front of someone. Now, listen, I get it. Like Facebook is the way to go. So keep that up, but definitely get out of the house, you guys. It really is like super important. Let's see. Now you're out there and now what do you do? So say you're out there. One of my favorite stories always is when I was shopping for furniture for the new house. I went to this place called Jordan's Furniture, and they have this like ropes course for kids there. And we had like a 15-minute wait, my son and I. And there's a really pretty girl behind me, and she has a really cute little daughter. And the daughter has like little shoes on from Target. I didn't know they were from Target yet, but I did because I'm there all the time. And I was like, oh my God, she is so cute. Where are those boots from? They're seriously like the most adorable thing on the planet. And she's like, oh, they're from Target. You guys, now she's trapped there with me for 15 minutes. You know, like she's pretty, she's got makeup on, her hair's all done, she's got extensions, she's put together, way more put together than I am. Thank God I had like a good lipstick on that day, you know? And next thing you know, I'm like, I use my virtual business card. I don't even carry business cards. And then we just talked, and I was like, oh my God, we need to be friends on Facebook. Let me see your phone, right? This is my virtual business card. I literally take people's phones out of their hands. I type in my name and I send myself a message from their phone. You guys get that? So like I take their phone, I find them, and I say, I'm just going to send me a message so that it reminds me to message you back, you know, and then boom, you instantly made a connection. Okay. Don't be afraid to do these things. I know that you're shy. I know that you're reserved. I know that that seems absolutely lunatic to like ask somebody for their phone to like look yourself up on Facebook. Maybe it feels a little bit vain. Maybe it feels a little bit conceited, whatever. It's business. Okay. Separate that emotion out of it. Take the emotion out of it. That is business. You no longer use Facebook for social things. Facebook is now how you pay yourself. Okay. So use Facebook as your virtual business card. Okay. And then Messenger is where you interview everybody. Okay. Savage in the best kind of way. You know, girlfriend. You guys, I'm so fired up. I'm parched. Okay. So ask questions about them. Connect, you guys. Okay. Connect. It's not an offer. This isn't an offer when you're like connecting with people. It's not instant gratification either. It's a connection. Okay. So like, don't freak out. I didn't freak out because I wasn't throwing my opportunity down her throat. I wasn't even talking about my business until she asked me what I do. You know, that's the difference. So I'm not going into this for the instant gratification. I'm going into this to create a new circle, to get into their circle so that I can talk to other people in their circle. Okay. Find that reason to exchange their information. Okay. Ask if they're local. If they're not local, they're going to tell you where they're from. Right? If you're like, oh, are you from Middleton? Like my town, are you from Middleton? Oh no, I live in Boston. I'll be like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. My business is expanding to Boston. I would love to get together with you or at least chat about who you know that might be who I'm looking for. That's it, you guys. I didn't mention Younique. I didn't mention makeup. I didn't mention a $99 opportunity. Okay. I just want to pick her brain. I just want to talk to her. I just want to know who she knows. Okay. Add them on Facebook. That's it. Okay. Good. Now, this is where as we build these circles, we're going to become closer and closer. People are going to build these connections, right? And we're going to get out of the house. We're going to like talk to people and we're going to become friends, right? And we're going to be like messenger money making fools is what I tell my girls. I tell my girls on the morning, wake up, look in the mirror and say, I am a Facebook Messenger money making machine. That is like our motto every single morning. I am a Facebook Messenger money making machine because that's where your connections are made. That's where I sell all of my product. My parties qualify because the hostess purchases. Okay. My parties are only meant to meet their friends. That's it. I just want more of an audience. I want a bigger audience. I want more people to talk to. Okay. I want to be a problem solver. I want to be a resource for other people. So when someone posts on Facebook, hey, I'm looking for a new vacuum. I'm like, I got this one. Let me tell you all about it. When someone's like, I'm looking for, whatever. I'm looking for some new leather Spanx. So I'm like, I just bought one. I have a coupon that I got or whatever. Someone's asking about sleep tricks for their kids. Like whatever, you guys, be a resource. Provide value to someone's day. Okay, how can you be a problem solver for someone? I love saying all the time, like, I got a girl for that. Like I got a girl for everything. Like I got a girl for bags. I got a girl for logos. I got a girl for fun cups and t-shirts, like whatever. I got a girl for everything. And then when you're out there, right, and you run into somebody, you can use that same line. You could be like, oh my God, Kylie, it's so good to see you. I was literally just thinking about messaging you. I started a new business and I would love to pick your brain. Can I call you tonight? Like what works better? Like 8 or 9:30? Like I know you got to get the kids to bed, No one's going to say no to that. It's a connection, you guys. This, like I said, it's not the instant gratification. Okay. That's your list. These are the things that I feel as if though we say that we do and we don't do, like we write all these names down on a list and then we don't do anything with them. Okay. So here's what we're going to do now. We're going to start to go down that ladder. Okay. So we're going to start with our opportunity. Then we're going to go to a party. Then we're going to go to our product. Then we're going to go to our referral. So we're going to slide down the ladder. We're not going to try to climb up the ladder. I don't like to sweat. Okay. I'd rather take it easy and not get huffy puffy trying to climb up that ladder. I'm just going to go big or go home. Because here's the biggest thing. When somebody says no to you, their day is going to continue. Like their day is just going to keep going. They're not going to think twice about the fact that they said no to you. And for some reason, maybe it's because we're female. I don't know. Maybe it's because some people are sensitive. I'm not sure. But we take that no so freaking personally and we like shut down. It's bananas to me. And this is why I'm telling you, you've got to separate the emotion. Like separate church from state, I think is the saying that they say all the time, right? Like you have to take the emotion out of that no because their day is going to continue. So why is yours going to stop? Who cares if they say no? I'll put it this way. If I told you that I'm going to give you $100,000 when you get someone to say yes, but before you get that person to say yes, you need to have 10 people say no. Okay. What does that mean to you? That means to me that each no is worth $10,000 because when I get those 9 no's and I get that yes on the 10 for the 100 grand, each no that I did was worth $10,000. I'm sure the math is totally wrong on that, but it's fine. You guys get the point, right? Like each no is worth money to me because it means that I'm moving closer to my yes. And I want you to know it's okay to be financially driven in this business, okay? We're lucky and blessed that we get to lead with uplift, empower, and validate. But there's nothing wrong with being financially driven in this business. We all started because we needed a little extra money. Okay. But you can make life-changing money in this business if you do these type of things and actually put them to work in action. So now you have a couple little lines to use for that opportunity. I'd love to pick your brain about my business. Well, what is it that you do? It's really awesome. I actually run an online cosmetics business. What, you do? I'm like, yeah. Have you ever heard of Younique? 90% of the time they will say no. And I'll be like, oh my God, it's so crazy. Seriously, it's awesome. I run a team of women who sell makeup through social media, and we get paid every 3 hours to do it. Little short excerpts is all that you have to give them, you guys. Do not open up everything, okay? Because you don't know what they're going to ask you. All you have to do after that is answer their questions, okay? Let them ask the questions. Let them lead the conversation so that you know what it is that they need out of that conversation. You know, like what I was saying, you don't know what people need from this opportunity, okay? And if they say, oh, that just doesn't sound for me, you can say, oh, girlfriend, that's fine. You know what's really fun though is I love to show off this makeup so much and just give a ton of tips and tricks. Here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to put together this little group for you and your girlfriends. And if they end up loving the products or even learning a thing or two, you can end up with some free makeup. Not interested in that? Okay, fine. Well, if you're ever in the market for a new mascara, just remember I'm your girl, and send a picture of you wearing the Epic mascara and end the conversation. End the conversation, and then follow up in a week or two and be like, hey girl, like, oh my God, I was just thinking about this conversation. My business is expanding to your area, and I would love it if you would connect me with people that you think would be ideal for what I'm looking for. Okay. And that's your vicious circle. That's it. You have to grow your networks. Parties are not meant for sales. And this is where I would normally wrap up, but let me touch on this subject of parties real quick. How do I do product? How do I do parties? I sell product. Okay. Right now, my customers can get free brushes and free brush cleaner and free product for a qualified party. So what am I going to do? I'm going to find a way to sell $200 worth of product to anybody. Okay. Anybody, however you have to do it. I usually put like a little bundle together. Okay. So I'll take the kudos and I'll add complimentary products to it until a cart would reach $200. Right. So once I do that, that is all that I show off all month long. That's it. I show off my bundle all month long. Okay. And when people are like, oh my gosh, I love your little bundle. How do I purchase it? I'll say, don't purchase anything until you talk to me, because you need a private link to do so. So a private link is just a party link, you guys. They don't know any different. Okay. They don't know any different. It sounds fancy. It sounds exclusive. And it creates this like FOMO, you know, if they don't get their exclusive link. So I say, what's your email? And I send them their private link and I say, okay, go purchase. And I dumb it down to the floor. Okay. I say, click on kudos, add this, add to cart, then go to face, click on touch, blah, 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 pick your shade, add to cart. Like I fully type out the instructions. But once you fully type them out once, you can copy and paste them to all your customers, right? And then when you check out, let me know that you're done. Okay. So once they're checked out with their $200 purchase, because you guys, if you want to make money, you've got to sell product. Okay. If you can master sales, you can do anything. I promise. Because once you master sales, you have the people to work with to do other things like the opportunity in like booking parties. So once they make this $200 purchase on their private link, I say, message me when you're done. They'll message me, all set. Okay, girlfriend. Well, here we got one or two options here. Okay. I can close this link out for you and your rewards will be ready in 3 hours, where you can claim your brush and cleaner and free product. Or what I would love to do for you is I would love it to throw a couple of girlfriends here in this chat with me and you, and I'll show off the products that you purchased. And if they purchase on your private link, then we're going to hook you up with some even more free product. I don't give away a dang thing, you guys. Corporate gives away everything for me. I literally never do giveaways, ever. There's no point in it, because I always have tools to work with corporate. And that's literally it. And then in Messenger, like I said, I know you're always looking for the perfect script. And maybe if you want like a banging party script, you can go follow like Cara Lewis Newton, because she is clearly like amazing at hosting parties and stuff. I can't host parties like that. I'm a lunatic. There's just no doubt about it. I got 2 kids that are crazy. You know, I took a car ride with my kid today. He was fine when I put him in the car, and he had double conjunctivitis an hour later. I don't have time to like be worrying about these things, but I have time to be in Messenger because I'm there anyways. That's where I'm working my business. So I do it all in Messenger. I put them in a message 5 to 10 ladies. I show them off the same exact products that I always use. I can usually link one of my live videos because I'm using this little bundle all month long, right? And then we just chat. I got pictures. I got a couple like little short videos that I'll throw in there. They are not edited, you guys. Okay. Like my videos are just like this. I press play and I press end. I don't clip them. I don't do anything funky fun with them. That's it. They're very short. I'm like, here's mascara. Here's how you use it. And I can pop them in Messenger. And if they purchase, great. If they don't, this is why a party in Messenger is so much better than a party in like a group, is because now you've talked to these women and it's not weird when you send them a friend request, right? Because they're in the Messenger already. So it's like you're not just randomly sending them a friend request. You can put a video in Messenger as long as it's under maybe 4 minutes. I don't know. My videos are literally 90 seconds. Like they're so lame. And I know everyone thinks I'm like the video queen and all this cool stuff, but I'm not. Like you feel that way because you see my face all the time and because I'm insanely consistent with my live videos. But all that I do is this, like the videos that you see me do live is the same videos that I do like for my parties. It's just like broken up, you know? So it's like, here's my mascara and video. Here's my splurge shadow and video. That's it. There's nothing cool about them. But I do talk the whole time. And I do have great lighting. And I do have a decent phone. You know, like I do have a nice clean area behind me. I don't have my laundry and my cat crawling across my face. You know, like you see what I mean, you guys? So I do keep it semi-professional, but I don't want to be professional. I don't want to be I don't want to be these girls that like do all the cool videos for other companies and stuff, you know. I don't want to be the one who's filtered. I don't want to be the one with the makeup that looks like it was done by a professional makeup artist, because I'm not going to preach that. I'm not going to approach someone like I'm a professional because I don't want them to think that they need to be a professional. You feel me? Like I want the regular everyday mom to rock her business to a multiple six-figure income like I have, and be exactly who she was when she started. That's what I want. You know, like I want to be relatable. I want to be somebody that has something to offer to everyone. But when I'm in a group of professionals, I can hold my own. You know, I hope that makes any amount of sense. I don't want to come across as like this person who's perfect at makeup, who's perfect at approaching everything. I'm not. Like I fail at everything. I fail constantly. My month this month is 50% less than it was last month. Like guys, we all fail, but it's what you do in that time of failure that sets you apart from the rest. So you can sit there and hem and haw and blame everybody else, or you can stop and reflect and you can look at what you're doing that may not be up to par. You can look at what you're not offering your team. You can look at how you are not acting with a servant mindset. You can look at how you're not doing personal development. You can look at how it was not, how long it's been since you've sponsored, how long it's been since you've partied, how long it's been since you've made connections. So when your team is lacking, turn into yourself first, because it trickles from the top. And I'm not talking Kylie top. I'm talking you top. You know, like you're the top of your company. You're the top of your team. It's not Kylie. It's not me. It's not anybody above her. You know, it's you. And trust me when I say, you guys, I don't even have a sponsor. She left the business 2 years ago. I am 5 levels down from the next Black status presenter in my family tree. You know, like the 3 people above me, minus one of them who's like one of my best friends, all they do is fight over how they're going to get paid on my paycheck, and they don't even talk to me or my team. You don't need that. What you need is to create the culture beneath you. You know, like you need to create a culture that's so tight and so profound and so strong that the people that don't belong in it weed themselves out of it naturally. You know, that's what you need to create. You know, you got to stop worrying about everybody else and what their agenda is and what they're doing and what everybody else is bitching about. Put those, sorry for those swear, put your blinders on and just stay the course, trust the process. And I promise you it works, because I'm total proof. And I hate when people say, like, I used to hate when people say, if I can do it, you can do it. But the truth is, like, I have no college education. I come from a very poor family from the city. I'm like a freaking walking statistic, you guys. My mom's been married, divorced 4 times. My brother is a recovering addict. I'm a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. My father went to prison for it, for molesting me, my brother, and a little girl on my street, all over the national news. Like, you guys, like, serious stuff in my life could have been all of my excuses, but instead I turned into those things instead of turning away from them. And when things get hard and when things get challenging, I turn into my business, not away from it. I never say, oh, life is so crazy right now, I can't work my business. Like, oh, my kids are sick, I got to drop my business first. My business is my livelihood. My business is my passion. My business is my third child, so I'm never going to just drop that and walk away from it. But anyways, I could go on like this forever. It's like always my favorite thing to do. So I will let you guys go, and just know, and I just wanted to shout out Elizabeth too, because I heard Elizabeth is running to re-maintain her status. And I know you got 5 days, which is basically like 6 years of network marketing. All the power to you, girlfriend. You can absolutely do this, especially with some of the tools I hope that you gained from tonight. So I hope this helped. I can't like see the chat. So let me just make sure that there's no questions. I'm in the tub. I hope my video is off. I think, how do you get the video? I think I answered that. You can link lives, or you can do the watch parties. Okay, so I saw a question about balance, and I'll just touch on that real quick because it's my favorite subject. Okay, so I hope whoever that was still on the call. Balance is non-existent. Oh my God, it's been 45 minutes. I'm so sorry. I don't know how long your calls usually are. Balance is a non-existent thing, you guys. It just doesn't exist. And you got to stop chasing it, because take unique out of the equation, okay? And think about just life before unique, okay? Where was the balance in your life before unique? It didn't exist. It didn't exist, unless maybe you don't have kids, okay? But like, it didn't exist, you guys. It didn't. Like, just when things start to be like smooth sailing, boom, your kid gets conjunctivitis. Just when things start to feel good, you got to sell your house because the neighbor decides to build a house in your backyard. Just when things get good, you got to buy a new car because yours broke down. Whatever, you guys. There's just no such thing as balance. Something's always being thrown off, okay? Stop chasing the balance. Start chasing like the harmony in every day. Do you feel good at the end of the day? Do you feel like you accomplished something? Do you feel like you are a good person? Do you feel like you provided value to the world? Do you feel like you can put your head down at night feeling like a good person? If you can do that, stop chasing the balance, because it legit doesn't exist. And if you want to grow, if you want to show up, if you want to go up, you got to show up. You just do. If you want a full-time paycheck, you got to put in full-time work for a little while. Okay. So stop chasing that balance. Start chasing your dreams instead. And honestly, you guys, just do it. Like, sacrifice in other areas. I was in the middle of watching a show on Netflix with my husband, which is a rare occasion. And I'm like, sorry, there's 8 minutes left. And it was just getting so good. If you guys watch the Ozarks, it's like so good. And I was like, sorry, I got my call. I got to go. I'll be quick though. And here we are 45 minutes later. So anyways, I'll let you guys go. Kylie, thanks for having me. I hope that this was all you wanted and then some. And I'll see you next week.
I just unmuted myself because I didn't want you to go without me saying this was awesome. It was a breath of fresh air for so many of our team, including myself. I just love it. I love hearing from other leaders, especially those that walk the walk and talk the talk, for sure.
You got to do it. And I'm telling you guys, like, I am not like a founding member of this company, like my presenter number is 150 something thousand, like I'm not someone who got in on the ground level. I'm just somebody who worked really hard and didn't care what other people thought while I was doing it. Because that's another thing. As you grow big and you start to be like popular and, make a name for yourself, not everybody's going to like that. But guess what? That's not my problem. That's other people's insecurities. If you don't like my story and you don't like my journey, and I'm doing things that aren't hurting other people, and I'm doing things with integrity and in the right way, that's on you, girlfriend. That's not on me, So I want to see my name on
Kelly,
those spaces.
I think I've shared this with my team before, just regarding your story when you first started to really, sorry, my daughter's running in. They're like crazy. See, no balance here either.
Yeah.
They're still awake and it's 10 o'clock at night. But when I remember when you first started kind of like coming on the scene where people were starting to know your name and who is this Kelly girl? Like, what's she doing? Like, how's she getting so popular? And I remember asking Morgan Crane, who was Kelly's like 5th level above Black status. And she was like, girl, nobody sees it, but this girl has been consistent for 2 years. For 2 years, she's been putting in the work. She's been doing videos every day. And so if you guys can picture this and imagine what really giving your business the dedication that you deserve would do within 2 years. If Kelly was not an overnight success, many people think that because they saw she became really popular, but it wasn't as fast as you might think because she was putting in so much work for such a long period of time before she really started to see the fruits of that labor.
Yeah, I was number 1 on Morgan's leaderboards, and I'm 5 levels down. I was number 1 on Morgan's leaderboards for two straight until I hit Black, and then you don't see me on the leaderboard anymore, you know, because like once you hit Black, you're off of the top 10, which is such a bummer.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a sponsor, I got no one to shout me out, you know, but
yeah.
I guarantee you, I'm still number 1 on those leaderboards, you know, like, but I want my team to be doing minimum 50% of what I do. So if I'm selling $20,000 a month, then hopefully I'll have one person that sells 10, or, you know, if I'm selling $5,000 a month, I'll have one person who's selling $2,500, and that is like something to write home about if you're selling $2,500 a month, you know. So you just have to be striving for greatness all the time you do.
And one more question right before you sign off, and I know everybody wants to go, but or do they? It's kind of like one of those sermons in church that's real good, and you're like, keep on preaching, you know. But but honestly, there was one question I noticed that somebody had asked when you're rolling down the hill or going down the ladder, when people kind of stop responding, what is your best way to handle that situation? Do you follow up?
What are you going to do? I mean, they don't respond. I'm not going to fight for it. You know, like if they're clearly not interested, they're not interested. But I have to not make it awkward. Okay. Yeah. So like there'll be times where like some of my girls will send me like screenshots of their messenger and saying, I'm messaging. And you see that they messaged like 6 times and the person didn't respond. It's like, okay, stop messaging about the opportunity, you guys. Stop messaging about the product. Start messaging for the connection again. Mm-hmm. So get back to making that connection, because you don't want to lose anybody, because you don't want to lose anybody to that icky network marketing feel. Mm-hmm. Which we all know because we've all gotten it from somebody. So don't lose that connection because they didn't. And you could even say something like, there's a great training on the Wall of Influence page that Whitney did, where it's like, hey girl, like I know that we talked and I don't want to make this awkward. And I promise we don't have to talk about it again, but you know, just let me know if you're interested or not. And if not, no big deal. Like, just say that, because like create that sense of urgency, like you're on to the next one, you know, like, and then it kind of creates like, oh wait, well, what am I missing? You know, something along those lines. Whitney did a really good training that's like a little bit of verbiage for that. But yeah, I just try not to make it awkward, I guess would be the best thing, because I'm already awkward to begin with. So
I used that technique on my husband, actually. I was like, listen, we're not playing games, so you want to date me? Go ahead. Otherwise, just let me know and I'll move on, okay?
And look at you now.
Yeah, look at him. He's even listening to our call.
Hi, Chad.
Crap, or get off the pot.
Anyway, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Kelly, for taking the time out of your night, and tell Sean that we love him.
I will, and I'll see you next week.
Yes. We're so excited. So thank you guys.
Bye, guys.
Everyone have an awesome night, and we'll resume regular scheduling after the new year. So love y'all.
Bye.
Thank you.